Hello everyone, hope you're all good. So welcome back, welcome to this bodyweight workout, strong, skilled and bendy with me. I'm going to try and keep it a bit shorter today because I'm quite aware that some of my workouts over the past few weeks have been up to 30 minutes. So I'm going to try and keep this one down to about 20, just so that you've got more variety of workouts to choose from depending on how much time you've got. Today you will need a resistance band or a towel, and you will need your mat space on the floor to do some push-up variations. So we'll get right into it, we'll get eased in, no equipment needed for our round of easing in. Because we've got a deadlift pattern, we are just going to start off with just some reaches to toe, just with a little step forward, so stepping forward and just reaching down that front leg, stepping back, and then swapping sides. But as always, work in a range of motion that feels good to you. So depending on how bendy you're feeling, it might be right down to the floor, or it might be more here. And like with all classes, we're going to build on the movements as we go throughout, but you are of course welcome to stick with a certain exercise variation that you prefer, whether it's this one or the ones that we work up to. Make sure you've got a drink and get yourself some good tunes on, just so you're not aware of your own breathing. That's one thing I hate about doing a workout in silence, is like you can hear your own and just general noises that don't sound particularly great. If you're feeling a bit brave now, just get that step a little bit bigger and maybe go for an even further reach down. That's it. Couple more. That's it. Last two. And then we have got a walkout. So standing at the top of the mat, finding the floor however you want to, walking all the way out into that full plank position, and then push yourself back up. Awesome. Between 6 and 8, we're going to do. Well, I had a piece of toast about an hour ago, and I can very much feel it when I do this now. Just hoping it would have gone down by now. But it was one of those situations where if I hadn't eaten the toast, I would have been too hungry to do this workout. So it was an essential piece of toast. Let's go for 2 more. Just helps the wrists, hands and shoulders know what's coming for them. Perfect. Right, grab yourself a swig and I will explain what we're doing next. Now, working in the deadlift pattern for the first exercise, that's why we were reaching to the floor. So picking things off the floor, lifting things, we're focusing on building skill in that movement pattern. The first variation we're going to do is a nice big step forward, and then with the same arm as the leg that step forward, we're going to reach front toe, back toe, and bring it back up. And then we're going to swap sides. So front toe, back toe, like that. Again, you can just stick with what we did in the first round if that feels more comfortable, or you can just take some range out of those reaches. They don't need to be, no heroes. No one needs to be able to touch the floor. We're just building a skill up in that movement, and that can look like anything, any of those variations. We're going to swap legs each time. We're going to go for about 8 on each side. So whenever you're ready, of course, the back foot heel might come off the floor slightly. And just get your little reachy fingers ready. So we are working the hamstring quite hard because we're going for that change of position straight away. That's it. And it's just that little bounce, so we're not fully coming up before we go for that second reach. Lovely, go one more on each side. Perfect, right. Our first push-up variation is we're going to take a leg out. So in that push-up position, we're going to just take one leg right to the side before we descend into that push-up. Now, this can still be done on the knees, so I'll demonstrate all of those. Just trying to figure out where I'm not going to like smash my foot into anything. Still very much work in progress this little area, so there are things in the way today. So I'll show you that in a box position. You can take one leg out straight, go for your push-up, bring it back in, and then swap sides. That's your box. If you want to do it a little bit further out the knees, again, the same thing. One leg is coming out, push up, back in, swap sides. Or in a full push-up position, step the leg out, push up and back in. Now, all this is doing is just challenging the core even more, adding a different variable in. So going for between 6 and 8, that'd be 3 leg steps on each side, in whichever variation you want to pick. And you can always move through variations. You can always start with the full version and then go on to the knees when you become tired. But each one will build the skill in a similar way. We've got quite a few push-ups to get through, so I'm probably going to start in full and then move onto the knees. So let's see how this goes. Right, when you're ready, 3 on each side, step the leg out and back in. I'm going to go 2 more on the knees, just to get some extra range in there, because my depth isn't quite there. I'll push up yet, there you go, lovely, relax. Perfect, right, back to that deadlift. So we're going to introduce a chop into that deadlift. And we're just going to chop once, so before we reach 1, 2, we're just going to now chop outside of that front leg. And we're going to keep the legs in a fixed position, do all on one side and then switch over. So resistance band on towel about shoulder width. Pulling apart on that band the whole time. So as I step forward, I'm just going to chop it on the outside of that foot and then step it back in. So what that's going to do, it's going to make my hamstring work harder and to slow down so that I don't chop myself over. And it's just added a nice big twist to the core. So we're getting lots more bang for our buck in our exercise and just getting the body ready for what might happen in everyday life. Like I said, so choose a side. I'm going to go this side. Might do it from this way actually, just show you a different angle. And I'm going to be chopping over that foot, bring it back in. All on this one leg first. 8 all together. That's it. Stepping it back. I think I said fixed leg position, but what I meant is we're going to do them all on one side first. And really get that chop quite aggressive once you get used to it. Lovely, let's have 2 more. Because they go quite quick, don't they? That's it, wonderful. Right, swap side with the leg. Chopping on the outside. Lovely, 3 more. Last one. Wonderful, there we go. Heart rate's gone up a little bit there. Chops are always quite aggressive. Right, next push up. We are going to, instead of stepping the leg out, leg's going to cross over. So, like this, push up and back, and then swap sides. Again, it's just making the core work a little bit harder, and it can be done in all 3 positions, which I will now demonstrate. As I demonstrate, you always have to go each one to decide which one you fancy the most. Have I got a good view of my mat down here? Can't see the screen. Yes, I think that's good enough. So, on the knees, it looks like this. Take the leg over straight. So this is the box position, and then bring that back out. Twist and back. Same when the knees are a bit further away. Take that leg round, push up, like that. And the same for that full push-up position. Take that leg over, push up, and back, like that, okay? So again, 6 to 8, 3 or 4 on each side. Choose whichever variation feels good for you. I've already just done 6 because I have to demonstrate. So, already feeling it. Right, choose your position. You can rest in between. Here we go. Take that leg over. Push up. Bring it back. Switch. So have a little break there. Practice what I preach. I'm going to try and go for 2 more on each side. There we go. Relax when you have done. It's time to lose this jumper. It always starts off a little bit chill in here. Perfect, we've got 1 round left. So hopefully I'm on track for just under 20 minutes, or around 20 minutes. What time are we on? 30 minutes, perfect. Right. Back to that deadlift. Grab that band. Now, we're going to stick all on one side again, and we are in a fixed position this time. I actually do mean that this time. So, choosing one leg forward first, we're going to chop down, and then we're going to take it all the way back. So I want eyes to the back of the room, and arms stretched out. So I'll show you that from the side. Chop, and then I'm twisting back. Doesn't really matter what your feet do. If you want to lift that one slightly, but what I'm interested in is this rotation all the way round, and then chop back and rotate it round. Okay, so we're getting a lot from the core here. Hamstrings got to work hard to slow us down. 8 on this leg, and then we'll swap sides. Yeah, that is my other side, isn't it? So, fixed position, pulling apart on that band or that towel, about shoulder width apart. Here we go. Chop and pull it back right back. That's it. Nice big twist. One more. Perfect. Other leg. Again, foot position. Not crucially important if one foot comes up or twists. We're going to start off with both of them facing forward and just get that rotation right round over that opposite shoulder. Keep pulling that band or towel apart. One more. Wonderful. Right, we've got one push-up variation left. It is a doozy, but it's the last thing you've got to do. So in that first one, we stepped a leg out. In this one, we're going to step an arm and a leg. But you don't have to do them both at once, because I think that would be physically impossible, especially for me, most uncoordinated person ever. So do the leg, then do the arm. I'll show you, I'll demonstrate. Again, it can work in any position, wherever you are at with your push-ups. So leg, hand, push-up. So it can work in the box. It can work with the knees further apart. Further apart, further away from the hands, is what I mean. And it can work in that full push-up position, just like that. Again, between 6 and 8, with as many rests as you need to get those reps done. And that is the last thing you've got to do. Yeah, that one is a doozy. So it's challenging the core more, challenging the pecs and shoulders more. It's just the more of everything. Right. Here we go. Get yourself ready. Fingers spread nice and wide. Give yourself a nice stable base. Choose your position, and you can start whenever you are ready. Step the leg, step the hand, and bring them back. I'm going to grab a little rest, and then we're going to do one more each side. Oh, chest. Ouch. I can feel it really firing up. Wherever you're at, you might have even finished, you might have smashed through it, and you're just waiting for me out of courtesy. If you are, thank you. Here we go. That's it. All done. All right, if you got through that, very well done. If you've got any questions about any of the exercises, please do let me know. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Feedback would be great, and I'll speak to you all soon. See you later. Have a good day. Over and out.